Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to dive into one of the most mind-blowing facts about our universe. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew. Let's go.
Have you ever looked up at the night sky, seen the shimmering trail of the Milky Way and asked yourself, what's really out there beyond the stars we know? In a previous video, we talked about how there are more than 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion. Each filled with hundreds of billions of stars and possibly trillions of planets. That number alone should make us feel small, but it also opens the door to one of the most awe-inspiring questions we can ask. Could we ever go? Could humanity, at some point in the future, travel to another galaxy? It sounds like science fiction, but today let's explore the science behind the fiction. First, let's look at the basics. The closest galaxy to ours is Andromeda. It's about 2.5 million light years away. That means light, which travels at 300,000 kilometers per second, takes 2.5 million years just to get there. If you somehow rode a beam of light, you wouldn't reach Andromeda until long after human civilization, as we know it, had vanished, possibly even after Earth itself is gone. And that's light, the fastest thing in the universe. Voyager 1, the fastest human-made object, is traveling at about 17 kilometers per second. At that speed, it would take roughly 70 million human lifetimes to reach the next galaxy. So no, with current technology, it's impossible. But that's the present. Let's talk future. There are a few theoretical concepts that scientists and physicists have proposed. Some of them might one day make intergalactic travel, while still unlikely, not completely unthinkable. The most famous of these is the warp drive. Originally proposed by physicist Miguel Alcubierre, the idea is that a spacecraft could bend space-time, compressing it in front of the ship and expanding it behind. This wouldn't technically move the ship faster than light, but instead move space itself. Of course, it requires exotic matter with negative energy, something we haven't discovered and may never harness. Then there's the idea of wormholes, shortcuts through space-time. Popularized by science fiction and explored in real physics, wormholes could, in theory, connect distant regions of the universe. You enter one side and emerge light years away. But wormholes, if they exist, are unstable. They'd collapse instantly unless stabilized by, again, exotic matter. Other ideas are more grounded. Some scientists have proposed generation ships, giant self-sustaining spacecraft where people live and die over thousands of years while slowly traversing the vast intergalactic void. There are also light sails, giant, ultra-thin reflective materials propelled by the pressure of light itself. They could be pushed by lasers or sunlight, reaching a fraction of light speed. Still, even at 10% of light speed, the journey to Andromeda would take 25 million years, 100,000 generations of humans. And then there's the inescapable truth. Space between galaxies is empty. It's not just far, it's lonely. No stars, no planets, no gas, just an endless, cold vacuum. Any ship would need to carry everything it needs: fuel, food, energy, culture. It would be like launching a new civilization, hoping it survives for eons. But imagine this. After millions of years of travel, you arrive at a new galaxy, a place with alien suns, worlds no human eye has ever seen, perhaps even life that evolves separately from us, under completely different laws of biology. Would they be intelligent? Would they understand what we are? Or would we be so foreign to them that we might not even be recognized as alive? And here's something eerie to consider. If other civilizations exist, and if they've developed technologies beyond ours, could they have already visited us? Maybe millions of years ago? Maybe they sent signals that passed Earth before life even evolved. The sheer scale of time and distance makes the idea both thrilling and profoundly humbling. And so we return to the question, could we visit another galaxy? Not today, probably not this century, maybe not even this millennium. But the idea, the dream, it pushes us forward. It makes us wonder, invent, explore. It reminds us that we're not just inhabitants of a planet, but travelers, looking for meaning in the stars. So let me ask you, if you had the chance to go, knowing it would take generations, that you'd never come back, would you do it? Would you leave everything behind to touch a galaxy no human has ever seen? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't watched our video on how many galaxies there are, start there. Because before you visit the universe, you should know how big it really is.